Welcome back to the Crystal Palace save here on FC26. We are in the midst of the January transfer window, having already made a signing, as you saw in yesterday's episode. If you didn't see yesterday's episode, then do go and watch it first. And we're looking to make more signings today as well. You can see that we currently have loan offers in place for Sportiello as a goalkeeper to come in as a backup. We're quite happy to get him in to be the one behind Dean Henderson. We're also looking to make a couple of a couple of pre-contract free signings for next year. And we do now have the opportunity to make Uche permanent as well. He, in real life, is a loan with an obligation to buy. In game, he's just a loan. So we kind of have to manually do the obligation to buy. But we currently have the finances available to do so. So we'll do so. And quite frankly, that scoring record, let's get it done sooner rather than later, shall we? So he'll come in permanently, may even lead the line next season as well. Still not sure what to do with Big Matets. Waiting for your feedback in the last couple of episodes for that. We've some other loanees at the club we might consider maybe making permanent at some point, like Kobe Mainu, but the majority of the other loanees in, I'm not sure we're going to do anything else with. But I'm going to try and get this deal done, signed, as soon as I possibly can. Believe the fee in real life is like 17.5 million, but he's currently valued at 19.5, and they're probably going to ask, yeah. I was seeing if I could just replicate the real life fee. I can't, so we will get Uche done, but we're going to have to do it slightly differently to real life, unfortunately. We're going to play the game against Sunderland to start us then. We've got Chelsea a little bit later on in the window as well, in the episode as well. We're currently joint 4th, technically, but we're 5th in the table. And chasing European football for next season. Crystal Palace sit 3rd in the Premier League in real life. And we're having just as good a season in virtual life as well. Currently a 2-horse race for the title. And then a significant race for the remainder of the European spots. Even Wolves are involved in chasing the European spots. But at the minute, there's quite a hotly contested fight for survival as well. So it's all to play for everywhere throughout the league. Whilst you guys drop the video a like, you make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more videos of this save or, of course, the Valencia save, in which we are also beginning a new season and in a summer transfer window. Video later tonight. But I also want you to come and join me on stream as well, whether that be here on YouTube or over on Twitch or Kick. So please do so. And hopefully we shall see you live soon, whilst we're also seeing you here on YouTube now. 4-1 for Sunderland, who are having a good season in real life and in save. Robin Roofs in goal. No new signings in their 11, I don't believe, in terms of this save. But they do have a couple of alternate players on the bench that are new for this save. But the 11 looks as you would expect it to, really. For Curtis Jones over the top. He's brought it down well. How's his delivery? Not bad at all. I was going to try and nod that back into the middle if we could get there with Yeremy Pino. Just couldn't get there with Yeremy Pino. What can we do from the corner with Yeremy Pino? Oh, forced to save out of Robin Roofs, and then he gets lucky though. That just kind of rebounds off a teammate and straight back to him. And he nearly just bowled that straight to me as well. That was a bit of an iffy few seconds there for Robin Roofs. Bit of an iffy few seconds for Sunderland, but they maintain a clean sheet for now. And now Talby's in to maybe try and ensure that I don't maintain mine. Talby was a star of our Sunderland save at the end of FC25. And I wonder, oh no, Granit Xhaka's left foot. Yeah, Granit Xhaka's left foot. 1-0 Sunderland. Out of his feet and then... Oh, I tell you what, you didn't quite see the whip on it from the other camera angles, did you? That is a finish from Granit Xhaka. Unbelievable stuff from the Swiss. Bugger. Slater intercepts. There was an offside in there as well. Jones has got some space to get into here. And I am going to get into it. And we'll look over here to Ismaila. Could maybe look for Curtis Jones again on the edge of the box. What a goal this would have been. Great ball back to him. Curtis Jones not quite able to find the pass. Pino found the head of a teammate last time we had a corner. This time only the chest of Reynildo, and they nearly messed it up themselves again. Sunderland looks shaky at the back. Really shaky. Looking for Uche here. One way, then the other. Back to Wharton. 1, 2, 3. In there to Ismaila Sarr. Bit of footwork. Too many red and white shirts back there to trick and twist our way away from it. Looks like we're going to be 1-0 down at half-time. But other than their goal, they've not really done much going forward. And we've been quite creative thus far, but just haven't found a way past their goalkeeper. We might be able to, though, even before the whistle. Pino looks for a delivery. Uche's not quite going to get on that. It will be 1-0 at half-time. Talby's in behind. He's away from me here. That's a brilliant ball back to Getrauda. And into Diarra. Just giving it away, but we've given it straight back to them. Brian Brobby. And Getrauda. No. Good. Cool. That was worrisome. What is also worrisome is the fact that it's still 1-0 to Sunderland. Ismail Assar making a run. And we'll find him. And we'll score. It's not worrisome anymore, because Sunderland aren't leading anymore. Ismail Assar again in that inside channel. Palace 1, Sunderland 1. That is a great ball. Brobby in behind. That one, not so much. Really poor decision-making from Brian Brobby there. Look for Sarr. Reynildo's tucked in quite narrow. Uche's floating. He's going to get there. Ball's gone wide. It was worth a go. Tried to reach in front of the defender and couldn't quite direct it on target towards that top right-hand corner. Talby. William Mitchell. Timber. Wharton. Around the corner to Pino. Is he going to try and cut back, pull it back? He just didn't quite have the space. Timber. Well held. Quinton Timber does have the power shot trait, but I've not actually used it with the in-game kind of button press yet for that zoom-in, slow-motion, boom, power shot. Just been using his general long shots and shot power. Maybe I should have used the power shot there with the extra time and space he had on the ball, and we might have found a winner in the last minute, but we didn't. We take a point from Stadium of Light. I was going to say Selhurst Park. That's our ground. We have now had a bid for Romain Essa from Brighton. It said they were going to look to bring him in, and they want a loan to buy, which I will say no to. He's only 20, Romain Essa. I wonder if next season... you're still in contention, John Fleet, for now, anyway. With regards to Romain Essa, I wonder if next season we send him on loan, who look to loan in someone of higher quality ourselves, and then... yeah, good luck. And then Romain Essa becomes first team a little bit later down the line. That is potentially an option for us. The loan terms for Sportiello are still being negotiated. He just hasn't accepted anything yet. Now Dortmund are in for Slater. I think we're going to get lots of bids for him because he has potential to be special. But because he has potential to be special, guess who's not going to friggin' sell him? Me! Right. Please! Oh. It was my fault. All right, good. Sportiello's going to come in on loan. Well done, Ches. Now, Mateta, you've been playing pretty well. You want to play against Chelsea. I mean, Uche wasn't great against Sunderland. I will give you the opportunity then, Big Jean-Philippe. Don't let me down. Right, Chelsea. 4-2-3-1 from them, unsurprisingly. Jurgensen in goal. Robert Sanchez no longer at the club. Mancini at centre-back. Caicedo and Fernandes holding. Cole Palmer, I believe, has been sold from Chelsea. They've actually got a remarkably small squad currently at the club. I presume that's because a lot of people are actually out on loan, as opposed to they've sold half their team. But, I mean, you wouldn't put it past career mode in... actually selling them, would you? Wharton looking out wide, but Cucurella has read that well. We have, I think we mentioned it at the end of the last episode, we did it for the Wigan game in the Cup. We have lowered the difficulty from Ultimates to Legendary because it's widely reported at the minute by you guys that actually Legendary is more difficult than Ultimate. So that's what we've done. We'll see if that actually makes any difference. We've got sliders currently being tweaked and tested by members of the community as well to try and make a slightly more realistic and slightly more difficult slider set than the default ones that we're using at the moment. We found it much better with the vanilla gameplay. They got a free kick there. No, I have. We found the vanilla gameplay much better than last year, but the more we play, the more we feel like it does need a little bit of a tweak. Just hopefully a significantly smaller tweak to last year. And of course, once we find a slider set that we're particularly happy with, then that bodes very well for the long-term RTG that we'll do probably after Palace, depending on the state of the live editor. Which I'm very much looking forward to, considering we'll be doing it with Cambridge United again this year. Right, Jean-Philippe Mateta wanted to start this one. We've put him into the lineup. Now he needs to earn his keep and ensure that he stays in the lineup by performing well. That was meant for him, to be fair, but it's gone towards Pino. 15 minutes in, it's zip-zip. Mainu to Wharton. A couple of changes to my starting lineup on top of Mateta, including Kobe Mainu. Oh, look, Ismail Assar in that inside channel. He's been so reliable with that. I think inside forwards are a little bit cracked. We found that with the Bradford save in 25 last year. And to be fair, to an extent with the Sunderland save as well, although to lesser success. And so far, actually, it's working out really nicely for us in this 4-3-3 as well. I almost feel like I'm perhaps a little bit too good with the inside forwards and might actually think about changing their role to make the game artificially a little bit more difficult, but I'd rather make the AI better than artificially make me worse, if you know what I mean. 10th goal of the season for Ismail Assar. We're in front. Mainu again looking for Sarr. Are you going to run for me, Matets? He's going. Mancini is not letting him have the ball, though. Estevao. He's a bit quick. He's also a bit tricky as well, judging by that. But I think he's actually outdone himself there. Wasn't quite able to keep up with what he was doing with the ball. Run for me, Jean-Philippe. You lazy... Honestly, he's just such a lazy lump. He asked to play. I'm using the whole ask player to make a run mechanic, and he's still not running. He's on the same instructions as Uche, so he should do it. Estevao is Rapidos. I thought the defender was going to clear that. He didn't. And I think it's not Enzo Fernandez. It might have been Pedro Neto at the back post with a diving header. Very nearly. Able to find an equaliser for Chelsea at the end of the half. Ismail Assar's goal is the difference at the break, but it could very much not have been that. And actually, they were the only shots of the whole game so far. It's been one of those. Estevao. Through the gap to Garnacho. Bumped off it. Guéhi, Wharton and Mitchell. I'm going to look for Mainu in the middle here. That's Mateta. That's Wharton. There's Mainu. And here's Mateta again. Sarr was in a good position there. And then it just kind of fell away from him. But Yeremy Pino's in a great position. And I'm going to have Sarr at the back post for a simple second. Crystal Palace double the advantage here against Chelsea. They've arrived at Selhurst Park and they just can't deal with us. He's on, off, on. Yikes. First time they cut us apart and it just kind of came out of nowhere, really, that felt like. Either that or I wasn't really paying too much attention, wasn't concentrating properly. Wharton looking for Mateta around the corner, quickly looking for Pino, but Reece James does well. I've changed Mateta's role to poacher as opposed to what was previously target forward, I think, or advanced forward, and we're going to see in this second half if it makes a difference to him. Looking for the ball into the middle. We did actually get there with Kobe Mainu. Similar to the end of the first half where the attacking player just has the momentum on the defender. This time it was on target, but straight at the keeper, unfortunately. No third goal for us. Estevao popping up in a central position now. Maybe they've had a change in formation or change in system as well. Pedro just too many bodies in and around him and in the way there on that occasion. It's a little bit ambitious for me to try that. Neto's touch is heavy. They get a bit lucky. Over the top from Fernandez, but Guéhi's there. We are dominating the game. And Chelsea at the minute just aren't good enough, quite frankly. But I'm sure there have been many a times in real life where Chelsea haven't been good enough in recent years. So it's perhaps quite realistic for this to be the performance they've come up with. Oh, yeah, he's done me there. Options. Garnacho. They've just swapped Garnacho and Estevao around in this second half rather than a change in system or formation. Here is Estevao now. Sharp change of direction. Finish. Alejandro Garnacho with his 6th goal of the season. Fighting Dean Henderson over the ball. 2 former Manchester United men. It's a good movement. And, well, as a first-time finish, I think he's Tommy toe poked that. That might not be the outside the boot. He might have just Tommied it right into the top corner. Fair enough. Maresca celebrates, but Chelsea are still behind. Doesn't matter. We've won the game. Thank you, ref. Well, a late worry, but thankfully we were able to get the second goal to give us that margin. And we do get the victory. So 4 points from today's 2 games. With transfer deadline day on the way and still 2 potential pre-contracts to sign and to properly get that Uche deal done now. Let's see what we can do. Mateta's going to say thank you for playing him. I mean, he was all right. I say great performance just to keep him happy, but it wasn't that great a performance, was it? I have accepted these now. I've accepted it again. Oh, I think that might be a little bit bugged, don't you? You can now edit clubs, though, in the live editor with the latest updates. So we will be able to change the name of the unlicensed Italian clubs so that they read as they should do. Fiorentina, speaking of Italian clubs, have also bid the exact same fee for Slater. But we'll be turning that one down as well. Thank you very much. Oh, I need to go and get... Right. Okay. Hello. Right. Right. So we were... I think the decision we made was we were going to wait for Liverpool to bid in January, and if they didn't, we'd let him go for free at the end of the season. I think that's what we decided. But Barcelona have just bid for Guéhi, and I wonder whether I should negotiate this one. I think live chat will get the choice here, because I don't know now what to do with this particular decision. Because that would be a realistic step up for Marc Guéhi. It's a sizable bid of 41.3. We could obviously raise them up from there as well. Yikes. I mean, if he's been now linked with Barcelona in real life, which is the case, then I like this one. I like this one a lot. He's supposedly adamant in real life that he won't sign a new contract with Palace, which is fair enough given the way that the summer window went. So he is definitely going to move in January if Palace are to get a fee. And as a club that's come in from it in save are a club that he is linked with in real life, we will negotiate this then. Marc Guéhi going to be on his way out. But for what fee? That's the question. Market value of 33. I'll ask for 55. It's a big jump from where they are. But we might get lucky. 44.7. Will you come up any higher than that? You come close to 50 maybe? Might be able to get 50 for him. We can get 50 million for Marc Guéhi. Well, let me go and do the seal the Uche deal. Might need to find another goalkeeper to potentially bring in. And then, well, we're going to have to start looking at centre-backs, aren't we? Uche, approach to buy. He's valued at 19.5, wasn't he? So they walked away from me offering 17, so I'll bid 21. I mean, why they couldn't have negotiated this in the first place, I'm not sure. 15% sell-on clause, but let's be honest, it's not too much of an issue for us, really. I'll bid the 21.5 again, and with that sell-on clause, they should probably say yes. No, they're adamant they want 22.8. I'll pay it. He's clearly proven that he's worth the fee, and 22.8 for a player that has scored 9 goals in 12 Premier League games is still a bargain, really, isn't it? So let's negotiate. What is he currently on would be a good thing to know. He's on £54,000 a week. I'm not sure. I presume we're paying all of that. I don't know what the in-games are for players that are already negotiated from real life. Hopefully he'll accept important, because we might well be signing someone else as a striker as well if we end up selling Mateta in the summer. 4-year deal is fine by me. No release clause is fine by me as well. We're not in Spain like the Valencia save where we do need to match real life real life stuff. He said he was on 54,000. But his current wage is 28.5 according to this. So I am confusion. Unless we're currently paying him 28.5, and that's about half of what he's currently on. But then that would say he's on 57. Well, I don't know. He wants 46. He can have. Let me remove the bonus. He can have 46. No, he wants 49. You can have 49, to be fair. All right. That's that done. Getafe to Crystal Palace in real life and now virtual life, although I've had to pay about 5 million more than I should have done. But that's fine, because we're about to get 50 million for Marc Guéhi. I'm going to go and sign the two pre-contracts, which of course were Weston McKennie and Vanja Milinkovic-Savic. So we'll get these done. And then, well, I'm going to have to try and find another goalkeeper to potentially sign because it seems this Sportiello one is bugged somehow. I know he's out on loan, but it still shouldn't stop me from trying to sign him on a pre-contract. Apparently he is enough to stop me signing him on a pre-contract. All right. Oh, Weston McKennie rotation would be dreamy, mate. 3-year deal would be perfect too. No release clause. He's not going to tell me what he wants wage-wise. But coming from Juventus to Palace, I'd like to think he'd be open to a wage cut. So I'll offer him £500,000 and 60 grand a week. And they'll take that. He's open to a wage cut. Weston McKennie will join us for free in the... Well, for free plus the 500 grand in the summer. That is going to be exactly what we need for our European football next year, which we hope to have. And obviously, it would mean then that we probably don't need to make Kobbie Mainoo permanent. But quite frankly, I probably wasn't going to make Kobbie Mainoo permanent anyway. We'll try and sort the goalkeeper situation out. We've got Uche in permanently now. It's probably going to reset his stats, is it? No, it's not. Good, thankfully. We've already got him on a training plan. All right, well, the goalkeeper situation needs sorting out. And rather evidently... we're going to need a centre-back too. Unless for some reason Marc Guéhi turns down Barcelona. But I'll be honest, I don't think that's going to happen. I can't quite believe I'm going to sign Carl Darlow. But I'm only doing it because Sportiello's loan has failed. So we'll go for Carl Darlow. Because the other loan has failed. And we will offer him a minimal length contract. It's fine. It's fine. We'll offer him a minimal length contract and then just release him at the end of the season. As we would only be looking to loan someone anyway. I probably could have tried to loan Darlow, to be honest, but with our experience so far, I'm sure they would only have just rejected it. I'll offer him exactly what he's on. It's more than I'd like to pay, but 13 that you want 1 week's extra wages as a bonus, sure. Right, okay, we have a backup goalkeeper. We're kind of having to shoehorn it in, but we have a backup goalkeeper. So Carl Darlow is in. Yeah, telling me. So Milinkovic-Savic we will now remove. Sportiello, now's when Sportiello somehow miraculously fixes itself, but I bet it doesn't. So we will now wait for the Guéhi deal to go through so that I have the money to then look for another centre-back. At the minute, only two major rumours in January on deadline day. Lewis Skelly to Atletico Madrid and obviously Guéhi to Barcelona. Botman has moved to Arsenal. Bueno's moved from Wolves and Garcia's moved to Frankfurt from Vallecano. It's done. So's Lewis Skelly. They've both gone through in the first hour of deadline day. So Marc Guéhi is gone to a side that are rumoured to be interested in him in real life. So that, I think, is a good end to that storyline for Marc Guéhi IRL. 45.5 of which has been added to my budget. I'm going to reject this for Mateta in the moment with a view to probably selling him in the summer, but we'll keep him at the club for now. So what do I have? £65 million. £65 million to find a centre-back to come in and start for Crystal Palace in the Premier League. That I'm sure we can do. Well, if Diomande has been the guy to be linked with Palace as the potential replacement, then let's do Diomande then. Diomande. I mean, precision header, long ball pass, jockey block, aerial fortress, bruiser. He's an absolute monster. And he's got an in-game face as well. And their asking price is 32.5, which is his valuation. They're asking for his valuation. So this should be... I don't want to run the risk of this going turned down, so I'll offer his valuation. We'll see what they say. I'll just say yes. I presume his contract was running out then, but... I mean, that's the no-brainer. I know we say no-brainer a lot, but it's because, well, quite frankly, a lot of the decisions are no-brainers. No release clause. 57 grand a week is actually quite agreeable considering the quality of the man. And I'm quite happy to let him have the bonuses that he wants. Well, that is Marc Guéhi replaced then here at Crystal Palace. Long term too, with a 22-year-old who's coming in with quality. Was one of the hotly tipped replacements for Guéhi in real life had the transfer gone through. And we've gotten him done for significantly less than Sporting were potentially asking for him in real life as well. That is, well, hopefully an A-rated deal, I'd like to think. That's when it tells me, oh, actually, it's only a C because you could have got him a lot cheaper, you know. F! F! Have a word with yourself, F! Give me a break. All right, we have a new centre-back. We can throw him into the starting lineup and sort out his training plan, etc. after deadline day and off camera. So let's do that later. Guedes from Sociedad to West Ham on loan is intriguing. Ferland Mendy makes his way to the Premier League from Real Madrid for 23.8 million. No other big deals going through. Lots of loans, intriguingly. A couple of loans in the women's game in there as well. Ugo moving. It's a name that we see a few times in Career Mode, but I wouldn't be able to tell you what either of those badges were. I think the one on the right is a Saudi club. I'm not sure you can see that just above me. Got two offers apparently. One for Slater, one for Tyrick Mitchell from Arsenal. Right. They have just sold. They have just sold Miles Lewis-Skelly, haven't they? And can I really turn Arsenal down for Tyrick Mitchell? Probably not. Is Tyrick Mitchell improvable? Yes. So let's negotiate this then. Let's see what we can get from Arsenal for Tyrick Mitchell. And we're having some deadline day unexpected sales here. I'll ask for 24. Can I go higher than that? I don't want to run the risk of pricing them out. But at the same time, it is transfer deadline day in January. And they're not going to come any higher than 18. You're going to have to... I'm going to let live chat have the choice here. Do I sell for 18 for value? Do I try and renegotiate for a little bit more? Live chat so far is saying sell. We could also move Slater, who's left-footed, from right back to left back and look to sign a right back, depending on who's available. And at the minute, it's a 50-50, sell, sell, reject, reject. Can still improve on him significantly. I agree. Go on then. We've got money left from the Guéhi deal to be able to find a decent left back. So let's do it. We can't deny... let's not do what Palace did with Guéhi in real life. And let's actually give the man the move. Diouf from Inter to Celtic on loan. Poku might be leaving Leverkusen to go out on loan. More bids for Slater. He is left-footed, so we could move him to left back and sign another right back. Depends who's available, basically. But also depends if the deal goes through, he says, as we get the cutscene showing that the deal has gone through. So let's see what our overall bank balance says. because we won't get all 18, of course. Oh, that's an A, is it? Selling someone for valuation is A, but signing someone for valuation is F. Okay. I have 47 million. That is going to be absolutely enough to sign a quality fullback. The question is, what fullback to get? We're going to keep rejecting these offers for Slater because we want to have him be a youth prospect with potential to be special that comes through and actually, for the first time, actually put time and effort into a youth player like that rather than just sell them on like I always do. So let me negotiate with live chat. We'll see if we can come up with some options at right back or left back. So we have acquired Oscar Mingueza on the shortlist, who's pretty good pretty much everywhere and could play arguably anywhere other than striker, even centre-back. Then there's Wan-Bissaka, who is obviously former Crystal Palace, he is the defender's defender, isn't he? And there's Malo Gusto, who isn't playing at Chelsea. And you wonder whether there is a lot of growth there potentially for Malo Gusto. Then there are some left-back options, which include Melvin Bard, who is another player that could probably play a number of different positions. Nathaniel Brown looks very good, but I'm not sure I can justify signing someone from Frankfurt's starting lineup at the moment, but maybe. Then there's the opposite side of the Villarreal backline, which is Sergi Cardona, who has great physicals and can tackle, but technically isn't amazing. And then Andrea Cambiasso, get the right vowel shares, isn't great physically, but technically stands out. But he's on loan at Werder Bremen, and as such, might be available for free next year, seemingly. That's an intriguing one. So I'm probably leaning Malo Gusto here, I think, who physically is pretty good and technically isn't amazing, but is young enough to improve. So I'm leaning Gusto. Wan-Bissaka would be great, but Gusto could be the future as well. They've rejected a transfer bid from Feyenoord already in this window, but that says that interest is being shown in him in the save because other teams are recognising that he's not getting enough first-team football. So let's offer 26 and see if Maresca is willing to negotiate with us. He's not willing to negotiate with us because he's quite happy to just say bloody yes. Thank you. Malo Gusto. He's on 80-odd grand a week at the minute at Chelsea. And rather obviously, we would like to have him be lower than that. 4-year deal is fine by me. Obviously, he's got his in-game face. Will you take a wage cut to come and get first-team football at Chelsea? £64,000 a week. He will. Malo Gusto at right back. And Slater swaps to left back. The defence has taken a real shift in this particular transfer window. 3 of the 4 from the back line have changed. But we feel like now, well, obviously we would have loved to have kept Marc Guéhi and would have done if it weren't for the real life situation. Now the back line is very much set up for the future with a 22-year-old Malo Gusto, even younger Slater, 17 is he? 17-year-old Slater, Diamande in now at 22, and Lacroix's only 25. That is a backline that is going to be really solid for a really long time. I wasn't planning on making as many changes as we have, but I'm pleased with the changes that we've made. So I can't really complain there at all. I think we've had a solid window. And then in the summer, we're definitely going to deal with a striker situation. In the summer, we'll deal with potentially a new winger as well and loaning out Roman Essa. Wait and see how everyone grows. But I think that puts us in a position where we can end transfer deadline day and be happy with what's happened. Prestiani might be going to Manchester United. De Bruyne That's one that shouldn't go through. I can't yet transfer people with the live editor, but when we can, we'll move him back. Because there are a couple of others, aren't they, like Kirkes, etc., that have moved in save in the first season because they had the wrong transfer status. They shouldn't have been available. It's a bug because they've just moved in real life and then they've moved again. Look, De Kuiper moved in this save as well, didn't he? A bid from Aston Villa for Ismail Assar. No. Villa, I do feel firm enough to turn down, and quite frankly, with 2 hours left, I don't think it would have gone through anyway. So, not a massively active deadline day all told, but it was a massively active deadline day for us. So, we've actually been very busy in that window, and significantly busier than we were initially anticipating on being. But I think the squad is coming together quite nicely for a push for significant European football next season. I did say yes, you idiots! Never mind, we sorted the goalkeeper situation out in the end, didn't we? So, let's have a look at a quick transfer roundup then, with regards to the history of everything that went through in that window. Again, that shouldn't have happened because it's an in-game bug. So Frimpong is another one we will move back when we have the opportunity to with the live editor. We're on the third version of the live editor already. We've had 1.0, 1.1 and 1.2. So we will soon be in a position to be able to make transfers, I'm sure. And as soon as we can, we will revert the transfers that have gone through. And whilst we're still in Season 1, perhaps I keep a save file for Season 1 so I can see the transfers on this list that shouldn't have gone through and I can revert them. So, just to keep an eye on who's going where. There's Milos Kerkez. Ronald Araujo's left Barcelona. They've also sold Pau Kubasi as well. I know you've signed Guéhi, but then to let those two both go is intriguing. Militao, oh, that was in the summer. There's Guéhi. Murillo's gone to Roma. Timber's gone to PSG. Arsenal have ended up selling him. That was in the summer. Hugo Larsson has joined Liverpool. That's a good signing for them. Malik Fofana joins Inter, who are now called Inter in save because we changed that with the live editor. De Kuiper was another one that will revert. Botman we saw went through. Diamande was me. Lewis Skelly, De Bruyne will revert. Aaron Buru from Sociedad to Girona. Maximilian Mittelstadt to Spurs. Is he a left back? He is a left back. Mittelstadt's probably very good, actually. Anything else of note in here? Well, Malo Gusto is me again. It's been a quiet... It's been a relatively... Wow, Anel Martinez to Arsenal. He's only 80 rated as you begin. That's intriguing. It's been a low-spending save so far, hasn't it? Yes, the big deals are all in the 100 millions, but then a big drop down to 60, and then it's not far before you're into the 40s. It's not been a hectic, which I guess I quite like. So the first season feels first season-y. Although with Rafinha at City and Cole Palmer at Real Madrid and William Saliba at Barcelona, it's not quite as first season-y as it could feel. But, all right, that's where we are then. With regards to those of you on the Patreon at the moment, I don't believe anyone has made any moves as of yet. But actually, there are a couple of free agents there that might have picked up a club. I'm pretty sure Mike was a free agent as we started the save. I'll check the spreadsheet for him. Those of you that are currently not looking like the people that you would have left a comment with, like Mike, who doesn't look like that, and Brett as well. Those of you that haven't yet left a comment, please do go and leave a comment on the post. And now the live editor is in, I can re-edit the way that you look, and we can get you looking the way that you want to. And obviously, if you want to be in a different position, I can move your position. I can't yet transfer you, but when I have the opportunity to, I will do. But I don't believe anyone else has moved. Specifically, those of you that started at a club, I don't believe any of you have moved. But I will triple check with the spreadsheet, knowing that some people have moved that shouldn't have, and there is a bit of a bug in the in the coding with regards to transfers, but I don't believe anyone has moved. This is where everyone sits right now. Of course, if you want to see your guy in closer detail, then do come and join me on stream and I can show you them in closer detail. But for now, that is all for this transfer deadline day episode. Significantly busier than planned, as I'm sure you will agree. Join me for the next one tomorrow. Join me for Valencia later this evening. And join me on stream tomorrow, or today actually, as you see this. I'll be live right now over on Twitch, Kick and here on YouTube. So I hope to see you. Bye.